Hello and welcome to my channel Happy Hours. In my last video I discussed about the literature of Mauryan and Guptas. In this video I am going to discuss about the Persian literature, Mughal period literature, Indian classical dance forms, Indian folk dances and puppetries. So what are we waiting for? Let's jump to the first topic, which is Persian literature. The many Persian literature was influenced by Arabian literature. Al-Baruni's Kitab-ul-Hind was the beginning of critical historiography. It inspired history writing, and Indian history is called Islamic heritage. It explained Indian culture, philosophy, scientific knowledge, astronomy, and mathematics. Al Biruni criticized the Indian caste system and dominance of Brahmanism. He blamed the caste system for the defeat of Indians. Hassan Nizami wrote Taj ul Mazi, which means the crown made of thorns. He explained the early invasions of Turkish in India, means he wrote about the Ghazni and Gauri. Tabaqat is Nasiri was written by Minhaj ul Siraz. It explains foundation of Sultanate and Khalifa and Sultanate relations. Rulers have given patronage to him, and he was a court poet. Jayuddin Burni wrote Tariq-e-Firoz Shahi. He was a critic of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Amir Khusro was also known as the Parrot of India. He wrote several books, out of which Kiran-ud-Sadan, Miftah-uz-Futuh, Ashika, where he wrote about the love tales like Soni Mahiwal, Laila Majnu, etc. He compiled the popular folklores, and we got an information about the social culture background of India in this book. Noof Sifir, here he mentioned about the Kashmir. He praises Kashmir in this book a lot. He said, if there is a heaven on earth, that is in Kashmir. We may say that since there was nothing good to write about Mubarak Shah Khilji, so Amir Khusro started writing about Kashmir. But that is contradict, because we all know that Kashmir is really heaven of earth. Firoz Shah Tughlaq wrote Futuhat-e-Firoz Shahi. It was an autobiography. Ziauddin Barni was a very famous writer, and he wrote two books. First, Tariq-e-Firoz Shahi, and second, Fatwa-e Jahandari. The Fatwa-e-Jahandari is the religious order. It is a compilation of orders of Firoz Shah Tughlaq. It covers 6 years of reign of Firoz Shah Tughlaq. It was a very popular book. Samse Siraj Afif wrote Tariq-e-Firoz Shahi. He also wrote about Firoz Shah. Ibn Battuta, we all know about him. He wrote a book known as Kitab-ul-Rihla. It was a travelogue. He went to China, and about the conditions of China, he described everything in this book. Next is Isami, who wrote Futuh as-Salatin. He visited Bahmani kingdom many times, but Sultanate and Bahmani were not having good relation. He wrote about all the technological development done by Turkish, means the Sultanate. And so we can have the technological knowledge about that period in this book. Next comes the Mughals. Very first is the Babur. Babur wrote Tujhke Babari. In Turkish, it is an autobiography. Abdul Rahim Khane Khana, who was son of Baram Khan, translated the book into Persian with the title Baburnama. Gulbadan Begum, who was wife of Humayun, wrote Humayunama or Kanun-e Humayuni. It is a biography of Humayun. It was a poetic book. It is a mixture of poetry and prose, means it is in the Masnavi style. Khondmir wrote Tariq-e-Humayunama. Abdul Qadir Badayuni wrote Akbarnama and Tariq-e-Akbari. He was a critic of Akbar. He represents Sunni faith. In the court, there were two principals. First was Sunni and the other was Shia. Sunni faith was represented by Abdul Qadir Badayuni, whereas Shia faith was represented by Abul Fazl. And even Abdul Qadir Badayuni declared Akbar as kafir. Badayuni and Abul Fazl had debated about the Ibadat Khana, and Badayuni was against it. Abul Fazl, he wrote Akbarnama in 3 volumes. He wrote in the first volume about the history of Mughal royal family from Taimur to Humayun. In volume 2, discussion about Akbar reign up to 1602. In 1601, he invaded Ahmednagar and defeated Chand Bibi, and it was his last invasion. After that, Akbar expired. In the volume 3, Aine Akbari, principal source for Akbar's administrative institutions, continuation of Abul Fazl's Akbarnama till Akbar's death. Information about the Sufi silsilas' existence in India. There were total 14 Sufi silsila in India. Most of them were originated in Afghanistan. Only one silsila was originated in India, and that is known as Firdausiya silsila. Sarfuddin was the founder of this silsila. Nizam ul Ahmad wrote Tabakat-e-Akbari. It is commentary on Aini Akbari. Jahangir wrote autobiography named Tujhke Jahangiri. It is in the Persian language. Mutamed Khan wrote Iqbal Nama-e Jahangiri. It is the history of Jahangir reign, where there are several pictures of all the Mughals. Abdul Hamid Lahori and Muhammad Waris wrote the Padshah Nama. It is the history of Shah Jahan reign. Inayat Khan and Muhammad Salih wrote Shah Jahan Nama. It is also the history of Shah Jahan reign. Aurangzeb wrote Rakat-e-Alamgiri. It is a collection of his letters, and all the books are in Persian languages. Khafi Khan and Ishwar Das wrote 2 books. One is the Muntakab ul Lubah and another is Futuhat-e-Alamgiri. Both are the history of Aurangzeb's reign. Now let's discuss about the Indian classical dance. The basic text of method of entertainment is Natya Ved. Brahma had compiled Natya Ved. Bharat Muni wrote commentary on Natya Ved with the title Natya Shastra. It describes the basic fundamental of dance, music, poetry, etc. Dancing having 2 important components, which are Lasya and Tandav. Lasya, it is the feminine expression of dance, whereas Tandav is male expression of dance. Earliest reference of dance came from Bhim Bedka and Lakhudiyar. It is social behavior or group dance which involve primary education of discipline. From Mohenjo-daro, we have found the bronze dancing girl. Therefore, dance became the part of culture. Bharat Muni wrote Natya Shastra between 200 BC to 300 AD. It explains various facets of dance like technique, posture, emotions, ornaments, stage, and audience. Dance categorized in 2 parts. First is the classical and the second is the folk. Whenever we are going to consider the classical dance, it is described in the classical literature. It is composed in the classical language. There are 6 languages and 8 classical dances: Bharatnatyam, Kuchipuri, Kathakali, Odissi, Kathak, Mohiniyattam, Manipuri, and Shastriya. Now let us discuss each one of them one by one. First one is the Bharatnatyam, means bhav plus rag plus tal. Its origin can be traced in Dasiyattam, the dance practiced by Devadasis. They were associated with temples in southern India. They were considered to be married with God. They give primary education to children in medieval period. The important pose of Bharatanatyam is Katak Mukh Hast. After decline of Devdasi system, Bharatanatyam was revived by E. Krishna Iyer and Rukmini Devi Arundel. Both Lasya and Tandav elements found dominant in Bharatanatyam. Fire dance is the closing session of Bharatanatyam. Renowned Bharatanatyam dancers are Padma Subramaniam, Yamini Krishnamurthy, Mallika Sarabhai, and Mrinalini Sarabhai, etc. Knees are always bent during the dance performance. It is a solo as well as group dance. Next one is the Kuchipuri. This word is derived from Kuchelapuram, or we can say Kushelwalpuram. The males and females of the village came out in group to perform dance and drama in the nearby villages. This is a group dance. The dance and drama based on Vishnu Puran and Bhagavad Puran. It was patronized by rulers of Vijayanagar and Golconda. Language used is Telugu. Music is the Carnatic music. Some of the prominent dancers are Ragini Devi, Bala Saraswati, Lakshmi Nayyar Sastri, Siddhendra Yogi, etc. Next one is the Kathakali. It is the dance of storyteller. It is associated with Kudiyattam, which is Sanskrit theatre of Kerala. This dance is expressed by three things: headgear, dress, and the color of the face. Language is Sanskrit and Malayalam, and combinedly this is known as Mani Pravalam. Both males and females participate in this. It is a group dance, or sometimes it can be performed in solo, particularly associated with Shiva and later to Krishna. If the color of the face is green, then it means that it is the color of virtue, of royalty. Yellow means sanctity, means vinamra, and the black is the color of the wicked member. Red is of anger, and white represent dignity. Next one is the Mohini Attam. Mohini means beautiful, and Attam means dance of beauty or beautiful dance. Sometimes it is said that it is a mixture of Bharatanatyam and Kathakali. V. N. Menon revived this dance and gave it international recognition. He was a Malayali poet. It is solo as well as group dance. Dancers are always wearing white colored dress with high decorated borders. Dancers wear a leather strap with bells in the ankle. Some prominent dancers are Jayprabha Menon, Sunanda Nair, Kalyani Amma, and Madhuri Amma. Next one is the Odissi. In Natya Shastra, it is also known as Odra Nirma. In Odisha, it is known as Mahari tradition. It is solo as well as group dance. The most important form is the Tribhanga, where the head, legs, and waist are in opposite direction. And many paintings can be found in Udayagiri and Khandagiri cave of Orissa, particularly in Hathi Gumfa and Rani Gumfa cave. King Kharavela has constructed these caves, and these caves belongs to Jaina. Famous dancers are Sonal Mansingh, Kelu Charan Mahapatra, and Maila Parvi, who came from Argentina to visit and got attracted towards this dance. Next dance is Manipuri dance. It is associated with Sankirtan, and which is associated with Krishna. It is performed mainly by females, where the girls are wearing a very decorative dress and it is very colorful. Face is valid, means very thin cover is there on the face. This dance expanded in different parts of eastern India. It is associated with Sankirtan, which was introduced by Chaitanya in eastern India during Bhakti movement. Women dance on the clap of bamboo sticks. Rabindranath Tagore made it a regular feature in Santiniketan. Some important dancers are Jhaveri sisters, Guru Bipin Singha, Darshana and Naina. Next one is the Kathak. In UP, it is mostly originated, influenced by Persian costume, and the Hindustani music is played. Abul Fazl described Kathak in Aine Akbari. It was associated with Ras Leela. Akbar made it a court dance of Mughal. The famous dancers are Birju Maharaj, Lakshu Maharaj, and Damayanti Devi. The last classical dance is Kshatriya dance. This is a dance of Assam. Its description is there in Natya Shastra. It originated after introduction of Vaishnavism in Assam by Shankardev. He established a separate residential place for the monks known as Sastras. These monks were known as Bhokot, which was really Bhagat. For entertainment, they started Shastriya dance and Ankiya Nat. The language used is a mixture of Maithili and Assamese, and together it is known as Brajboli. Next is the folk dance, Ghumar or Gangor, practiced by Rajasthani Bhil tribe. This is a divine dance. Significance of this dance that the girl stepped into womanhood. Next is the Chau dance, practiced in 3 states, Purulia, Mayurbhanj and Jharkhand. It is martial and non-martial. In martial form, they use Parikhand. Kalbelia dance of Rajasthan. They are having 3 kinds of instruments, Been, Pungi and Khanjiri. Next one is Garba. It is a dance of Gujarat. Mostly women perform this dance. They are having a Garbdeep in the pot and they are keeping it on in the middle and they are dancing around it. Next is Tarangamel, which is a dance form in Goa. It is a multicolored costume dance. Next is Paika, which is the dance of Jharkhand and Odisha. Next is Gaddi. Gaddi is a dance of Himachal Pradesh. Jatchatin, Bhako, Bhakin and Panwariya is a dance of Bihar. Bihu, Bishwa, Nat Puja is a dance of Assam. Buya, Chalo, Wangcho are the dances of Arunachal Pradesh. Now let us discuss about the last topic for this video, and that is the puppetry. There are 4 types of puppetry. First is string, then shadow, then pavakuttu and rod puppet. Pavakuttu is the form of glove puppet dance. Glove puppet. The very first is string dance. It is a string puppetry, and the string puppetry is performed in different states. It is known as Katputli in Rajasthan, Kundai in Odisha, Gumbejata in Karnataka, and Bommalattam in Tamil Nadu. Shadow is known as Tholu Bommalatta in Andhra Pradesh, Tongalu, Gombejata, Ravanchaya in Odisha, Bommalattam in Karnataka. Next is the glove puppet. It is known as Pavakuttu in Kerala and associated with Kudiyattam and Kathakali. Last one is the rod puppet, and it is known as Yampuri in Bihar, Putul Nach in Bengal. By this, I am concluding my video. If you found my video useful, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.